but the way the Kings played, the way they attacked, the way they took advantage of their opportunities, certainly impressive by the Kings. But Fernandez made a lot of big stops, particularly early in the hockey game when you got to get the lead. The Bruins had it at 4-1, never relinquished that lead, which is important. But again, the addition of Marc Savard to the Bruins lineup, I mean, it's immeasurable when you're talking about the Bruins offense.
Just the last word on Fernandez. It never bothered Grant Fuhr to win 8-6.
Right.
It's all about W's.
The Jack Morris of goal.
You know what? As long as you win, that's what counts. The Bruins get 2 points out of this one, and they welcome back the spark plug, Marc Savard, the conduit through which so much of the offense runs.
Through the first couple of games, I was praising Marc Savard for a more conscious approach to the hockey game in the 3 zones he's expected to play in. But tonight, you saw the value of Marc Savard, his ability to control a power play, his ability to maintain possession of the puck by laying the puck in areas to allow his line mates to get to it. He's on the ice protecting, a 1 or a 2-goal lead late in the hockey game. He's diving to make defensive plays. He's getting to loose pucks. But he's making the offense so much better with the way he delivers the puck, the way he sees, the way he creates, the way he makes everybody on the ice in that Bruin uniform a better offensive player just about every time he steps on the ice.
Yeah, how good a game did he have to make Phil Kessel a score of an oh-by-the-way hat trick. WB Mason extra innings right around the corner, so stay with us. Brick and I will be back from LA right after this.
Attention men with thinning hair. Salon expert Giuseppe Franco recommends Proceed for his Beverly Hills celebrities. Just listen to what he says about Proceed.
Well, first, it's the only product I've ever seen that works on thinning hair just by using it once every 90 days. It's not a daily regimen or twice daily regimen. Who has the time for that nonsense? Just use Proceed every 90 days and it works.
When I go like this with my hand, it feels like I have a full head of hair back there. It's like I really notice a tremendous difference.
The hair's thicker, fuller, and you don't notice the thinning spots.
He ran his hand through my hair, and he looked at the top, and he's like, "It works. It works."
I don't own the company, but I don't know anything about it. I just know that this is the greatest product ever for the appearance of your thinning hair. Look, stop hiding your hair underneath these caps. Stop denying that your hair looks bad, and do something about it. You can be on the road to fuller, thicker hair right now by getting on a Proceed program. Hey, I'm Giuseppe Franco. I'm not putting my name on the line for something that doesn't work.
Now you can try Proceed absolutely risk-free. The exact product selling at Giuseppe Franco's of Beverly Hills for $450 for just $19.95. Plus, if you order today, Proceed will also include its volumizing shampoo and conditioner absolutely free. Proceed, we're the one. Just one application every 90 days. Operators are standing by, so have your credit card ready to order right now.
Thursday is New England Hockey Night with Bruins Lightning coverage beginning at 6:30 on NESN.
Marc Savard returns after a 1-game absence with a goal and 4 assists. Phil Kessel gets his first NHL hat trick, and Milan Lucic, the rookie, gets his first NHL Gordie Howe hat trick with a goal, an assist, and a fight that he won. Bruins over the Kings 8-6. For Andy Brickley, Rob Simpson, and our NESN HD production crew, I'm Jack Edwards. Thanks for joining us on New England Hockey Night. We'll see you again tomorrow. The Bruins head to San Jose. Coverage begins at 10 o'clock. Visit NESN.com, where New England sports live online. This has been a presentation of NESN, New England's most watched sports network. Time now for the Red Sox Review. WB Mason extra innings with Tom Caron.
It's Soxtober on NESN. Turn to the network you've turned to all season long for the extended playoff coverage you'll only find here. Presented by Jordan's Furniture.
A stunning 11th inning. The Red Sox are beaten in Game 2 of the American League Championship Series as the Indians put 7 runs on the board in the 11th. And in the end, the Red Sox now go down as they get to Fausto Carmona early, but in a battle of bullpens, the Indians pen is mightier than the Sox. WB Mason's Extra Innings with Dennis Eckersley and Jerry Remy begins right now. Trot Nixon back at Fenway Park, now playing for the visitors. Doesn't get a start in either of the first 2 games of the ALCS, but he makes his mark as a pinch hitter. The big blow as he gets the RBI single of Javier Lopez, and high fives all around for the Cleveland Indians. Eric Gagne takes the loss. 17 hits for the Indians tonight, including a 7-run 11th inning. Hello and welcome to WB Mason's Extra Innings, everyone. Along with Dennis Eckersley and Jerry Remy, I'm Tom Karen. This one hurts.
Well, you got a series now, Tom. You know, I think people are getting a little apathetic around here that, you know, the sweep through the Angels, the easy win the other night. And, of course, tonight you had Schilling on the mound. It looked like this might be an easy series, but not the case anymore. So, you know, when you have a situation where the Indians come into this ballpark and both of their aces pitch poorly in the side, and they go back 1-1 to Cleveland, they're in pretty good shape.
You know, what happened in this game is that Schilling, got a 2-run lead and he blew it. Then the Cleveland Indians blew a 2-run lead themselves. Carmona didn't throw the ball well. I had great stuff, great movement, couldn't throw strikes. They made the most out of it. Then Manny takes a relief pitcher deep, which was they had to come in early for their relief pitchers. And both teams ended up having to go to the bullpen for 7 innings from both sides. And I think what happened in this game more than anything is they outlasted Papelbon because that's what they were afraid of.
You got the 2 innings off Jonathan Papelbon, and once you got past Papelbon, the Indians had a feeling they could get it done. Eric Gagne comes out. He got out of his jam last night late in the game. It didn't really matter. Tonight, they need him, and he gets the first out, and then it all breaks loose after that.
Yeah, not good at all for Gagne again in a Red Sox uniform. And, of course, this in a big situation, a playoff situation. Gagne comes into the ball game and just does not pitch well. I mean, he, gets a first strikeout right there, but then after that, it's big problems for Gagne. The base hit, then he just quit on his fastball after that. Sizemore picks up a base hit on his fastball, and he just stopped. He started throwing changeups and curveballs, and eventually, of course, losing control and has to come out of the ballgame.
And you'd think he would be concerned with the runner at first. You're waiting for Sizemore to go. He never did go, but then, you can't really question Francona here. He has to go to the left-hander, Lopez, and Trot Nixon is the batter. And I was surprised, really, that Trot stayed in that ballgame because they had somebody to go to. I think Michaels we came up with, but Nixon came up big.
All right, we're going to talk more about all this. Terry Francona just sat down at the podium. Let's listen in live.
It didn't end like we wanted to, but for the very most part, that was one of the most exciting games I think I've ever been a part of. So much good baseball. Just didn't end very well for us.
Jerry?
Terry, with the short outings by the starters, could you see that this was going to be a game where both managers were taxed to just try to get the maximum out of the bullpens?
You could certainly see that was a possibility. I mean, we had a chance with Ukes at bat, that great at bat he had, ran up line and out to center field, had a chance to end it there. Both us and Cleveland had gotten our bullpen so early, and our bullpens really did a pretty good job. You get into extra innings and you're trying to stop one run, and the bottom kind of fell out for us.
Sean?
Terry, obviously in postseason series momentum changes quickly, but you're in a position in the last couple of innings where maybe you get a big hit and go up 2-0. Now it's a 1-1 series, best of 5. How big a switch is that to go there even instead of up 2-0?
Well, I mean, just kind of what you just said. I think it's kind of stating the obvious. But, we didn't win tonight. We'll go have our workout in about 10 hours. And we'll come, again, I don't think it's realistic. It'd be a nice idea if you could run through the postseason without losing. But I don't know how realistic that is. That's one of the better played games, again, up until about the last 15 minutes by both teams that I've ever been a part of.
John, did you have a question?
Can you go over that 11th inning and the top of the inning, just briefly?
The top of the inning?
Yeah.
Well, we got Blake on a strikeout. Sizemore hits a first pitch fastball, base hit, walk. We're trying to set up the inning again with not having a whole lot of pitchers left, having an answer for whatever they did. We ended up having Javi facing Trot, I think we'd all be more comfortable if nobody was on base, but Trot hadn't faced a lot of lefties in a pretty good period of time. He had a good at-bat, and then it unraveled from there.
Dave?
Terry, you look a little wiped out after this one. Is it tough to?
I think I always look like that.
Is it tough to kind of rally a team back from this? I mean, is this a physically draining, tough thing to rebound from?
It's a long night for both teams. I wish we would have won, but no. If this does us in, we're not as good as we thought we were. We'll be fine. It's a frustrating end to a really exciting game, but we'll get on the plane here in a little while and go regroup and have a nice little workout tomorrow.
Last question, Jerry.
Terry, you know Trot. I mean, in that situation, is he just the guy you expect is just going to give you a tough at bat?
We're really hoping he'd make an out. Again, we're trying to have an answer for whatever they did, and both teams had used a lot of players. And we, under the circumstances for how many pitchers we'd gone through, we were actually pretty happy to have a left-on-left in that situation. It didn't work very well.
We'll let you go, Terry. Have a safe flight. Wait for Eric Wedge and Trot next.
All right, Terry Franco, you're going to be very late night, obviously, as they get their stuff together, head out to Cleveland. Day off tomorrow, the workout you heard about, and then games 3 and 4 coming up at Jacobs Field on Monday and Tuesday before another day off. Game 5 now will be on Thursday. We'll take a break, come back, and have more Trot Nixon. A triumphant return to Fenway Park now with a new team. He leads the 7-run 11th inning in a 13-6 win for the Indians, a series tied at 1.
Coverage of Terry Francona's press conference is brought to you by Sullivan Tire. Always here to get you there.
The Sox are in the postseason.
After a year's absence, the Red Sox clinch a spot.
And there's only one network that continues to deliver it all. NESN. Turn to the network you've turned to all season long for 1 hour pre- and post-game shows and expanded Sports Desk and Globe 10.0 playoff coverage. Monday, tune in at 6 for an hour of pre-game coverage. Then return after the game for continuing post-game coverage. Soxtober on NESN, presented by Jordan's Furniture.
Once again, Ski-Doo revolutionizes snowmobiling. Choose the sled that packs a punch. MXZ, the GSX Limited Touring, converts from a luxury touring sled to a hot sports sled for one in seconds without tools. Lighter than all of the competition, the all-new Ski-Doo Rev XP. There's nothing like it.
See B&D Marine, Brewer. 1640 Hammond Street, Bangor is the home of the sports arena and BangorTickets.com.
They say a man should always dress for the job he wants. So why am I dressed up like a pirate in this restaurant? It's all because some hacker stole my identity. Now I'm in here every evening serving chowder and iced tea. Should have gone to freecreditreport.com. I could have seen this coming at me like an atom bomb. They monitor your credit and send you email alerts, so you don't end up selling fish to tourists in t-shirts.
Offer applies with enrollment and Triple Advantage.
If you're in debt to the IRS for $10,000 or more, you don't have to take desperate measures to settle your account. All you have to do is put the right people to work for you, and that's as simple as calling this number. You'll speak to a tax expert who can help you negotiate a settlement that's significantly less than the actual amount you owe.
They saved my business.
I owed $30,000 and paid a fraction of it.
Call this number and get your case settled for less. Now, you only have a small window of time to settle, so act now.
Soxtober on NESN is presented by Jordan's Furniture, the official furniture store of the Boston Red Sox.
Throwing his last warm-up. All right, Kurt Schilling on the mound looking for his 10th career postseason win. Going up against Fausto Carmona here in the 4th inning. With runners on first and second, Johnny Peralta will hit a 3-run homer. Off Schilling, Victor Martinez, Ryan Garco aboard. 4-3, Indians leading at that point. Kurt Schilling is in trouble.
One time there, he tried to get a fastball in, and he just didn't get it in. That was a huge home run for them because that turned a 3-1 to a 4-3 in favor of the Cleveland Indians, who needed that so bad.
Then Manny, the 2-run homer off Rafael Perez and David Ortiz aboard a Major League record 23rd career postseason homer for Manny.
Another great swing by Ramirez. He gets that breaking ball down and in and takes it to the opposite field into the bullpen. And, you know, Manny's in such a great groove right now that he's hitting home runs all over the ballpark. He's pulling and going to the opposite field. And, of course, Mike Lowell fouls against Perez. Perez was awful in this game tonight for Cleveland. Usually a very dependable left-hander, but not tonight. And, again, a breaking ball, a slider, and Mike Lowell goes home run. And then things are looking very good for the Red Sox at this point.
Yeah, take the 6-5 lead. Franklin Gutierrez will face Hideki Okajima, and he will hit the ground with men on the corners. The run comes in to score. Johnny Peralta comes in. The game tied at 6. Fast forward all the way to the 11th inning, a game that lasted 5 hours and 14 minutes. And again, Terry Francona played it by the book. Not much else you can do as far as who you bring out to face Trot Nixon.
I mean, we all know Trot Nixon. He has a tough time with left-handers, and I was surprised they left him in there, but he did his job. He got a fastball up off of Lopez, a base hit up the middle, and after that, everything just went right down the tube.
Tough spot for John Lester. Hasn't pitched in a couple of weeks. Comes in the middle of the 11th.
Everything's done by now anyway, you know, and we mentioned earlier when it's Papelbon, when they got by Papelbon, you know they're in trouble there because it's Gagne left, it's Lopez left. And, you know, talking about Trot Nixon, we were surprised, obviously, that, you know, he was left in the ball game against Lopez. But I think that's Eric Red saying, look, you played against these guys all these years. You've got a chance now to do something big. And he did come up big for him. And, you know, in most cases, in normal cases, they would have hit pinch hit for him in that situation.
17 hit attack on the night for the Cleveland Indians. You see the numbers for the Red Sox. So you see the 6 RBI. That's how many runs the Red Sox scored. 3 from Manny, 3 from Mike Lowell. After that, 4 hits from the bottom 4, 2 from J.D. Drew, 2 from Coco Crisp. A lot of pitching in this one, as you can imagine. 7 relievers after Kurt Schilling. Eric Gagne struggled last night, struggles again tonight. He takes the loss, giving up the 2 earned runs in the third of an inning. As you said, once they got by Papelbon, the Indians had a chance to win. They got by Papelbon because after the first 2 pitcher, Carmona struggled. He's got great stuff, but he's all over the place, and the pitch count went up real high. Lewis, as you said, Perez really struggled, but then from Lewis on, they shut down the Red Sox.
Well, I think what happened was they went to Perez too early, and we were trying to question, why is he bringing Perez that early? Because the first hitter he faced was Ortiz, and if he had lost Ortiz, we're saying, well, is he going to take him out or not? He gets out Ortiz, lets him face the right-handed hitters, 2-run dinger, and another home run back-to-backs. But Lewis came in and did the job. I mean, he quieted him for a couple of innings, which was huge at that time because the game was on the line over and over from then on in. And I think Betancourt was really the MVP of this game for them.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, you talked about Lewis. You can see where he comes in and gets a double play ball. And that really started to quiet things down for the Cleveland Indians and actually for the whole game because the Red Sox bullpen at that point was quieting things down, too. Betancourt was spectacular in this game. When he came in, Maskey did a nice job. So, you know, they were very strong up to that point, getting to Borowski. And, of course, they got to Borowski with plenty of runs. It wasn't a one-run situation. We were kind of laughing in the back room. Yeah.
I mean, as you can see,
yeah. I mean, it's you know, it's flip a coin. And you know, the fact is they got the big lead, no problem. Bring him in, get him an inning. But, again, in a close game, they had the matchup they wanted. They had Papelbon at the end of the game and maybe Borowski at the end of the game, but it never got that way.
And how can you question going with Gagne? I mean, who else are you supposed to go with?
There was nobody else to go with.
Right. Now the question is, will you ever go to Gagne again? I mean, I doubt it.
And with all the days off, again, you should be able to use that bullpen, stretch it out as much as you can. But now you turn to Daisuke, and you don't know what you get on Daisuke Matsuzaka. We'll talk about that and more as we roll on. Red Sox beaten in Game 2 as we continue live post-game coverage. Our WB Mason delivery of the game. Trot Nixon. A lot of fans back here in Boston, but not tonight. The RBI single here in the 11th with 1 out breaks the tie, makes it 7-6. And then the floodgates are open. 7 runs in the 11th. Red Sox beat. It's all tied up at 1, heading back to Cleveland.
If you're like us, you'll never want to waste your time on a treadmill again.
This free DVD shows you how Bowflex's Tread Climber burns calories in half the time of a treadmill at the same speed. Call for yours now. You need to see this free DVD.
Tread Climber lets me get an amazingly effective cardio workout in 30 minutes. It's quick, it's easy, and it makes me feel great. And it's compact enough to fit anywhere in my home.
The Tread Climber machine combines the walking motion of a treadmill with the stepping motion of a stair stepper. So you do twice the work in one easy elliptical motion.
It feels sort of like walking in sand.
Plus, it's low impact, which keeps my knees feeling great.
I know I have to take care of myself now if I want to look younger and feel younger. Tread Climber simply produces results. Call right now for your free DVD. It shows you why the Bowflex Tread Climber machine burns calories and works your heart faster than any treadmill on the market today.
A message from the Obesity Research Institute.
Today we're talking about what everyone is trying to get rid of, body fat. And this is what only 5 pounds of body fat looks like. With us today is Dr. Yolanda Suarez and some people just like you who have struggled with body fat. Doctor, what can people do to reduce body fat?
Well, of course, diet and exercise helps, but now there's a product called Lipozene. And in a recent major university double-blind study, not only did people lose weight, but 78% of the weight lost was pure body fat, and they didn't have to change their daily life.
In a moment, we'll give you a number you can call to receive a 30-day risk-free trial of Lipozene. With us now are some people who bought Lipozene and tried it. Marty, what was your experience with Lipozene?
Being able to lose the weight without having to really work hard was really fantastic. I loved it.
What about you, Robert?
I didn't have to go to a weird diet or, measure my food. I just ate what I wanted, and I lost weight.
Nardo, what did your husband think?
When the fat starts shedding off, my husband says, "Look at you." I start looking in the mirror and
Well, doctor, one other thing that I thought was so important about Lipozene's clinical study was that participants were not asked to change their daily lives. Tell me what exactly that means.
The study done was a free living study, and what that means is that the participants were asked to take the product and change no other factor in their daily lives, and they still lost weight, and that's very exciting.
Now here's how you can try Lipozene risk-free for 30 days.
Call now to try Lipozene risk-free for 30 days for only $29.95. Call in the next 10 minutes and we'll double your order and include your shipping absolutely free. Remember, Lipozene is clinically proven to reduce your body fat and weight, or we'll refund your entire purchase price.
Call 1-800-730-0705. That's 1-800-730-0705. Call now.
Well, Kurt Schilling gave up a couple of long balls tonight. Johnny Peralta, the big one, a 3-run homer in the 4th inning, right after the Red Sox had put 3 on the board in the bottom of the 3rd. And then in the 5th inning, a solo shot from Grady Sizemore. Kurt Schilling, 4 2/3 innings, 9 hits, 5 runs. He struck out 3 and no decision as this one went 11. Let's hear from Kurt Schilling at the podium.
It's not difficult to rebound, not given the makeup of this team. As far as how anybody feels, there's no one that should feel bad in that clubhouse but me. I mean, this one, everything about this one falls on me. The way he was throwing early in the game and the way we were hitting and our bats, you knew we were going to grind it out on him or we were going to run him out of the game early. We put together a great inning, take a lead, and up to the Peralta bat, I still had it in hand, and I let it get away. And then next inning, I forced our bullpen into a situation that's bordering on unwinnable. 5th inning, you're asking your bullpen to come in and throw up zeros against that team for however long it was going to take, and that's just not fair to them. This was all about me coming up small in a big game.
1 or 2 more? Okay, back there.
Kurt, is this a game where you feel like if you can get a shutdown inning after you get the run support, you feel like you would have had a chance maybe to finish them off?
Well,
maybe
I
not
think
for the
we
whole
won the
night,
game.
but in a good situation there.
I think we would have won the game. I go out there and put up a 0. I'm not taking anything away from them because they won this game. They, the home run that Johnny hit is going to be the one that I'll wonder about forever. Simply because based on our history, what we did to him yesterday, what we did to him the first at bat, I went to the pitch I wanted to go to. I threw the pitch I wanted to throw. I hit my spot and he hit a home run. And I'm not used to that one. He put a great swing on a pitch that I thought was the right pitch. Obviously it wasn't. But it's a 3-run homer because the 2 guys ahead of him, I don't make pitches. 0-2 to Garco trying to throw a high fastball and leaving it really letter high middle. And then, you know, Victor hits a ground ball and that finds a hole. But no, it was a game had I executed, we should have won. We should have won, and they took it from me, and then which eventually meant they took it from us.
Well, Kurt Schilling talking about the fourth inning with one out. Victor Martinez a single, Ryan Garco a single, then Johnny Peralta looked like he missed the location. It was out over the plate.
Well, I thought he did. I thought that made me think that, he's got to be careful with his fastball. When he comes inside with his fastball, he's got to be careful. And I thought he didn't get it in. And he had thrown 2 balls away outside corner, and I think he just tried to sneak one in there. And so maybe to him, he thought that that's where he wanted to throw it. Maybe it wasn't middle, but he has to be careful with that, because his hair is not his, normal fastball at this point in his career. And if that's where he wanted to throw it, well, I don't want to throw it there. Because you better have 150 miles an hour on that ball.
It's pretty clear right there when you look at the replay and you see the square that Veritek was set up inside, and you see Veritek's glove has to come back across to catch the ball. And of course, that was right in the power of Johnny Peralta right there. So to me, it looked like a mislocation from Kurt Schilling. I think they wanted to go more inside than where he got that fastball.
And I think he just takes responsibility right there, because any starting pitcher, when you give up a lead like that, and he knew that he was scrambling out there, Carmona was not throwing well, and they were going to get some more runs off him, and he thought, that he blew that game because...
Well, they just put 3 on the board. It's a shutdown inning, an opportunity to get your bats back up there as quickly as possible.
Yeah, and the home run he gave up to Sizemore, to me, that was a pretty good pitch, because that pitch was away from Sizemore, and he had to hook it. And Sizemore was a dead pull hitter, but that's not a bad pitch by Schilling. As a matter of fact, in this game tonight, this reinventing yourself stuff, I thought Schilling's fastball tonight was as good as I've seen it in a long time. Many times he was over 90 miles an hour with it. That's not a bad pitch to Sizemore. Sure, you'd like to have it a little bit lower than that, but he got it to his location away, but watch him hook it. He hooks it right out there toward the Red Sox bullpen. So I think that's a good piece of hitting. The other guy, Peralta, though, I don't think that was a good pitch because it's not where he wanted to throw it. He wanted to go inside. He didn't get it far enough inside, and that's why Peralta hit the home run. Or that's why he made good, solid contact on it anyway.
Tonight it was all about the second and third time through the order. 6 of the last 9 guys he faced would get hits, and in the end, he comes out of the game, can't get through the 5th inning. Bullpen pitched well for the Red Sox until they got past Papelbon. Most nights, you're hoping you only need to get to Papelbon, and that's the story.
Well, they're hoping, they're in the dugout with their fingers crossed while Papelbon's in the game that we can get a run here, because we know he's going to shut him down. We just got to get 1 run to try to win this game. That didn't happen. After that, the Red Sox were in trouble.
Yeah, he went 2 innings. Stretched out Betancourt as far as they could.
2 1/3, that was the longest of the year for him.
As long as Papelbon.
2 innings first time this year. So it just when it goes that long, it's a crapshoot at that point. In the end, the Red Sox beating this one 7 runs in the 11th. Certainly looks bad. Red Sox had another good night from Manny Ramirez. Manny had 3 RBI, including a 2-run homer in the 5th. Not enough, as the Sox are beaten by 7.
The exclusive 2007 American League East Championship Louisville Slugger bat you can own for $129.95 plus shipping and handling. To order, call Hamster Direct at 866-280-BATS or see it at BigTimeBats.com.
The Sox are in the postseason.
After a year's absence, the Red Sox clinch a spot.
And there's only one network that continues to deliver it all. NESN. Turn to the network you've turned to all season long for 1 hour pre- and post-game shows and expanded sports desk and Globe 10.0 playoff coverage. Monday, tune in at 6 for an hour of pre-game coverage. Then return after the game for continuing post-game coverage. Soxtober on NESN, presented by Jordan's Furniture.
If you're like us, you'll never want to waste your time on a treadmill again.
This free DVD shows you how Bowflex's Tread Climber burns calories in half the time of a treadmill at the same speed. Call for yours now. You need to see this free DVD.
Tread Climber lets me get an amazingly effective cardio workout in 30 minutes. It's quick, it's easy, and it makes me feel great. And it's compact enough to fit anywhere in my home.
The Tread Climber machine combines the walking motion of a treadmill with the stepping motion of a stair stepper. So you do twice the work in one easy elliptical motion.
It feels sort of like walking in sand.
Plus, it's low impact, which keeps my knees feeling great.
I know I have to take care of myself now if I want to look younger and feel younger. Tread Climber simply produces results. Call right now for your free DVD. It shows you why the Bowflex Tread Climber machine burns calories and works your heart faster than any treadmill on the market today.
When I think of Red Sox fans, I think of dedication. Thank you, Red Sox fans, for another great summer. See you in October.
Global warming is a problem.
It's a problem.
I wanted to do something to become more energy efficient.
To protect the environment.
To protect the future.
So I turned to Energy Star for help.
Energy Star is helping me be part of the solution.
Everyone can join the fight against global warming. Go to EnergyStar.gov to learn what you can do.
Together,
we can all make a difference.
Brought to you by WB Mason and their new What a Bargain Super Clearance Center, where you can save up to 75% on office furniture and equipment. Located at 647 Summer Street in Boston, across from the Boston Athletic Center.
All right, don't forget we're back in action Monday night, a 6 o'clock pregame show. Game scheduled to start just after 7 o'clock, and we'll be coming to you live after the postgame show as we do tonight. Red Sox beaten tonight, a very long game. 11 innings it took. 5 hours and 14 minutes. Javier Lopez came in the 11th inning. Lopez would wind up facing 3 batters, 2 hits, intentional walk, a rough outing. Let's hear from him in the locker room.
No, obviously you try to stick to your routine as best as you can. Obviously extra inning games aren't something that you practice very much, but as far as your preparation and everything else is concerned, you just try to stick to that as best you can. We've been doing it all year long, and it was just one of those days where, things didn't go our way. But, obviously, we just regroup, go there. We got 3 games in Cleveland, and we'll see how it goes from there.
Javier, I apologize if you answered this already, but seeing Trot Nixon get up there, all the years he spent with this organization, just how ironic he gets that big hit.
Yeah, like I was saying earlier, I think if anybody knows this ballpark, it's Trot Nixon. He knows the atmosphere here. I don't think he was intimidated by any means. It was one of those things. He kind of felt relaxed, and I had some. I've had experience facing him before, so it was just one of those things. I threw a good pitch, and he put enough barrel on it to get out into the outfield and give his team the lead. And it's one of those things where I wasn't very surprised that I was going to get a quality at bat from him, because that's the kind of guy he's been all his career.
All right, Javier Lopez after the game. Obviously, this guy is on the playoff roster to be the lefty-on-lefty specialist. Trot Nixon has not hit well against lefties, hasn't even hit much against lefties this year with Cleveland. In the end, he won the battle tonight.
Well, this is a tough situation for a reliever. I mean, you talk about he's probably been up a couple times this game, and you sit around. And I know it's the playoffs. You got to be ready at any given time, but it's difficult. It really is. But he gets called into a game like that. 2 guys on, 11th inning. He's been sitting around up and down all night, but he got to pitch up. I mean, he didn't crush that ball to center field, but the ball was up, and he put a nice swing on it.
Now, the surprising thing to me about Lopez is that all season long he's been tougher against right-handers than left-handers, which I don't understand, because any guy that drops on the side like that as a left-handed hitter, that's going to be a little bit nasty. And I was stunned, really, when they kept Nixon in the ballgame. And they see what Eck was talking about, the pitch stays up in the zone, something that Nixon can handle. We all know that Trot has trouble against left-handers. He did it here in Boston. He hasn't played against him much this season. But, I think Eric Wedge, I really think that in a normal regular season game, he might have sent somebody else up there. But the whole situation of Nixon being back in Boston in the playoffs left him up there to get that at bat, and he took advantage of it. He got the base hit off Lopez.
And my concern with Lopez all the time when he goes into a game is his control. I mean, he may get guys out, but I'm just a little worried about his control. And then all of a sudden, it backfired. And the wild pitch was awful.
Yeah,
and
that was the second run, and that's really when it started getting away. Trot Nixon, a .214 hitter against lefties. He and Eric Wedge stepped up to the podium.
Thing possible.
Well, it did, and that's where you have to work to extend the ball game. And and particularly, again, I can't stress enough, when your next inning's on the road, it's twice as tough. And Mastny was able to get in there last night for the first time in about 2 weeks, through a couple innings. I think that really helped him in regard to how he pitched tonight. And same thing with Borowski. We got him in there last night, but Lewis Betancourt, well beyond the call of duty tonight. I mean, with the way he pitched. But you work hard to push the ball game so you can give a player like Trot Nixon a chance to ultimately give you the lead. Then you've got your closer hopefully down there, which we did. So we were able to take a little bit further than that. But great effort, and people stepped up. That was good to see.
Dave.
Trot, obviously you're a very popular player in this building. I mean, now that you did what you did, do you think you've kind of crossed over to the dark side now? You're not going to be kind of welcomed back like you used to be.
Yeah, I think we all know that how a player can cross over to the dark side, but you know, I fully expected. You know, I'm the enemy coming in here. You know, I had some great years here in Boston, and I'm very grateful to have had the opportunity to play here. But I'm also grateful to have the opportunity to play here in Cleveland, considering what happened to me in the offseason. And you know, whether playing time has been cut or not, you know, I feel it's important for me to, keep these guys upbeat. You know, this is a great opportunity, playing in the postseason. I'm so proud of these guys for the way that they persevered throughout the entire year. No one was picking us to win. The way they persevered in New York in a hostile atmosphere, and then also coming in here to Fenway Park. You know, we didn't play the way we wanted to the first night. You know, maybe we had some bright eyes, some big eyes out there, but I think they learned a lot in that first game, and were able to come out tonight against a top flight pitcher in Kurt Schilling, and get after it a little bit. And that's special when you got a young ball club, because sometimes they might not be smart enough to realize where are we at right now. They're just worried about playing baseball, and they're having fun at it. And with me, I know in past experiences, when you have a great clubhouse, camaraderie, when it's fun to come to the clubhouse, good things can happen on the field. And that's the one thing that I want to always see in clubhouses that I'm at. And that's what this clubhouse has been the entire year, from top to bottom. And it's just exciting to come back from a game like we did last night and play the way we did tonight.
Trot Nixon laying it all out there as he comes back. Shades of 2004 for Trot Nixon, now back, trying to get back to the World Series with a new team. Evening up this series, Red Sox beating the postseason for the first time in 2007.
Locker Room Uncut is brought to you by your New England Chevy dealers. October is Truck Month at your New England Chevy dealers. Visit newenglandchevydealers.com today.
Little Raymond on his four-wheel drive thing, and look at, isn't this awful? That's awful. That's despicable. And Big Raymond is the guy that's running that thing. He should be suspended for the remainder of the season. Look at this.
Oh my goodness.
That's awful.
It is much worse than I thought.
That's assault and battery, for crying out loud. That's a criminal case. Never mind, trying to be funny in front of the home fans.
Jerry, I don't know if you noticed, but there was a note for you when you arrived from your good friend Raymond. This has become kind of a bit of a war here. Raymond enjoying your book, or bored by your book, as he read it before the game. And this is your bobblehead that he is using for deodorant.
He can attack me as much as he'd like, Raymond. That doesn't bother me. That's part of the job. Attack me, that's fine. Just leave our little green monster alone.
Is waxing your car just too much time and trouble? Hi, Billy Mays here for Simonized Liquid Diamond. The fastest, most durable shine ever put in a bottle. Guaranteed. Only Liquid Diamond has a motorized sprayer head. Just pull the trigger and it delivers a professional, even clear coat over your entire car. Spray it on wet or dry over metal, chrome, trim, even the glass. It sprays on clear, dries clear, and never leaves a white residue. This car finish is toast, oxidized from bumper to bumper. Just pull the trigger on Liquid Diamond and watch as it penetrates to bring out the original shine and luster. You get a lightning fast showroom shine that repels just about anything. 200 gallons of construction yard mud and mess easily rolls right away. Even hot sticky road tar is no match for Liquid Diamond's non-stick surface. Not even the scorching heat of fire can penetrate the barrier or stop the incredible Simonized shine. Call now and you'll receive a huge 32-ounce bottle of Liquid Diamond with motorized sprayer and a microfiber mitt for only $19.95. As a special bonus, we'll also include a set of 3 water-activated car wash mitts. You just add water to activate the soft touch soap that's in the mitt. Washing your car has never been easier. And there's even more. If you order right now, you'll receive valuable rebate coupons that could save you cash at car washes that feature Simonized Double Bond, Vision Clear, Tire Shine, and more. You get $30 worth of coupons free. But call right now, and we'll send you our Simonized Turbo Vac, the car vac with the muscle to pick up any mess. A $30 value, and it's yours free. You get it all. A whopping $100 value for only $19.95. Here's how to order.
Call 1-800-352-3513. That's 1-800-352-3513. Don't delay. Call 1-800-352-3513 and order now.
All right, coming up, more reaction for the clubhouse. We'll hear Terry Francona with Tita Servasio and preview Game 3 in the first game at Jacobs Field. Daisuke Matsuzaka against Jake Westbrook as this best-of-7 series rolls on. Even up now at 1 win apiece.
Show your support for the home team during the playoffs. The latest MLB gear is available now at Olympia Sports.
A lot of people think I'm nuts. I'm crazy. I'm kind of whacked. I'm kind of not your normal host. Think I'm dull? Oh my God, I caught myself. Welcome to the show. Where you been?
Sponsored by Obashan Hardware, the greatest show on H2O.
Thursday's New England Hockey Night with Bruins Lightning coverage beginning at 6:30 on NESN.
Expo TV is the destination for consumers who want product information. And now, we're the best place to find information on all kinds of local businesses and services. Just go to Expo TV On Demand and select Access Maine. Expo TV. It's fun, it's free, and it's only on Time Warner Digital Cable.
Brought to you by Northeast Technical Institute. Learn more about how you can take the first step towards one of today's most in-demand careers by visiting NTI on Expo today.
Yeah, it was so simple to switch.
So now our phone's not from the phone company?
Right. Time Warner Cable Home Phone Service is easy to use.
And it's reliable?
Of course. And we pay fewer fees than the phone company.
It's Uncle Billy.
Your brother calling at dinner time. That's reliable.
Hello, Billy.
Get home phone service from Time Warner Cable. Get digital phone for only $39.95 per month. Call 1-800-833-2253 today. Another great service delivered over Time Warner Cable's advanced fiber network.
Realistic and massive, but to me it's a little more than that. To me, a fathead is an athletic performance that is immortalized for all time, longer even. And I'm not saying that I have superpowers, but I'm the one immortalizing it. So I wouldn't say superpowers, but at least the power to grant everlasting life.
Real big Fathead. The biggest players, the biggest moments. Never look so real. Get yours today at fathead.com.
Welcome back to our SNHD Television Center. Tom Kerr with you for Granite City Electric's Extra Innings Extra. Hazel May coming your way with Sports Desk in just a little bit. A long wait here, and maybe not worth the wait when it was all said and done for the Red Sox. 7 runs in the 11th inning. They are beaten now for the first time in this 2007 postseason. Even up at 1 win apiece, the two teams head to Jacobs Field for Game 3. A travel night, day off. Tomorrow they'll have a workout. Then it'll be Daisuke Matsuzaka against Jake Westbrook. You see their numbers. Matsuzaka with the win against Cleveland. 7 innings of shutout ball. A 1-0 win over CC Sabathia. That coming back from a May 30th loss at Fenway when he gave up 12 hits and 6 earned runs in 5 2/3 innings. In the two games combined, the Indians are hitting .308 against Daisuke Matsuzaka. Terry Francona tells us what to expect.
When he started ahead, he found a way to kind of get himself back into a hitter's counts. But the one thing I will say, he didn't cave, he didn't give in. And again, it was earlier than we wanted to, but we weren't out of reach. You know, like I said, didn't cave in. But when we got to Morales, really wanted to turn him around.
Talking about what he did in that game against the Angels, I don't think there's a player on either roster right now that's more of an enigma. Nobody knows what to expect out of Daisuke Matsuzaka.
I've done all of his games this year. I have no idea from game to game what approach he's going to take against these ball clubs. You know, whether he's going to come out establishing his fastball, whether he's going to be throwing his cut fastball, whether he's going to curve ball, slide. The best I saw him all year were a couple of starts ago when he was basically fastball, hard slider, and changeup.
My hopes is that he just goes after people. Sometimes he goes out there and he gets 0-2 or up in the count, and the next thing you know, it's 3-2. But you know, the other side of the field too, Cleveland, did they expect their two aces to be like, you know, as bad as they were? I mean, to walk the house like both of them did? I wouldn't expect that out of Matsuzaka, but at the same time, you know, he's getting his rest, so maybe he'll come up with a gem. You know, on the other side of the field too, Westbrook, he throws nothing but sinkers. He's going to make it happen fast because he throws strikes. So I mean, no telling what's going to happen.
In that game against the Angels that Matsuzaka came out quickly, what happened with the Red Sox bullpen is what didn't happen tonight. Kept them in it, Papelbon at the end, they got the runs, they win the game. Tonight they don't get the runs and you go past Papelbon.
Yeah, and you know, getting back to Matsuzaka for a second, you know, I mean, nothing in this series has gone according to plan with the exception of Josh Beckett, the way he pitched last night. Sabathia didn't pitch the way he expected him to. Carmona was terrible tonight. Schilling didn't pitch the way we expected him to. So none of the starters have to this point. So, you know, maybe Daisuke will be the one guy that come out there along with Beckett and put together that good game. But really, Tom, I don't know it's impossible to predict what he's going to do.
And Jake Westbrook, what do we expect from him?
Well, I don't know. You saw the Yankees, you know, they lit him up, and they gave him a lead to work with, and he kind of blew that lead. That was the only game the Yankees won. So he's very hittable. I mean, he's been hurt all year. They gave him a ton of money, and then he got hurt, and he came back. Maybe he's not as sharp as he is when he's, you know, on top of his game, but you never know if he keeps the ball down. But they're going to make him work. You know, the thing about it is what happened to lose a game at home, you know, not being able to score a run in the bottom half of the inning is huge. You know, hopefully the Red Sox won't look back at this game that made it cost them.
I think in Westbrook you get a poor man's Carmona is what you get. A guy that doesn't throw as hard as Carmona but still has a pretty good sinker. And again, it's going to have to be the same approach. You know, left-handers thinking the other way, and same thing with right-handers thinking up the middle the other way. If you try to hook and pull guys like Westbrook, you're going to hit a lot of ground balls and a lot of double plays.
All right, that is Monday after a day off. We'll have pregame coverage at 6 o'clock, 1 hour before the start of Game 3. It's all tied up now, folks. We've got a series. Red Sox beaten tonight in 11 innings.
Property owners, DR's largest off-season savings are now in effect on the amazing DR Field and Brush Mower. Call now, and for a very limited time, you can save up to $639. Now, if you've ever tried to clear an overgrown field or ditch with a handheld brush cutter, you know they're exhausting to use. Take hold of a DR Field and Brush Mower, though, and you've got a whole different story. The DR knocks over brush and saplings up to 2.5 inches thick and chops most everything it cuts. So why let weeds and brush take over? Call 1-800-791-7562 for your free DR Field and Brush Mower catalog and DVD. There's no obligation, but you must call right now to receive our largest savings of the year. 1-800-791-7562. That's 1-800-791-7562. Online at drfieldbrush.com.
DR is professional power for homeowners.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Cam Neely Night at the Fleet Center.
Tonight, he is back on the ice in Boston. Number 8, Cam Neely.
And now when you rattle off that list of names of the best, your name is in there. Your name will be up there with them.
I thank the Bruins organization again, and I thank all of you for giving me this terrific honor and remembrance. Thank you so very much. And Harry, thanks again for the trade. Thank you.
You want to talk sports? I'm your point man.
Globe 10.0 presented by Verizon. Hosted by Bob Ryan. He's going one-on-one with Boston's best sports writers.
On the next Globe 10.0 presented by Verizon, we take the show on the road as we head to Cleveland. Dan Shaughnessy will join me as we do the show from the Jake.
Tune in for 10 sports questions and a man with all the answers. Don't miss The Point. Tuesday night at 5:30, only on NESN.
That's the point. All right, Monday our coverage begins at 6 o'clock, and then we're back with you right after the game. Full pre- and post-game coverage live right here on NESN. Let's go back to the ballpark before they hit the road. Get Terry's take. Terry Francona with Tina Servasi.
Terry, after 5 innings of very effective relief by your bullpen, how difficult was the situation that Javier Lopez came into?
It was tough. I mean, we had gone through a lot of innings with our bullpen, tried to get ourselves in a situation where we'd have an answer for whatever they did. We end up having Javi facing Trot. I mean, we're not happy there's first and second, but Trot hadn't faced a lot of lefties. He had a real good at-bat, and then it unraveled from there.
What did you see in Gagne? Why did he struggle?
Well, he struck out the first hitter, and first pitch fastball to Sizemore and a walk. So it wasn't, I mean, everything unraveled because we're in an extra inning game and we're trying to play for no runs. Sometimes when you do that, the bottom can fall out.
Just looking back to Curt Schilling's start, a short outing, what did you see from Curt?
Yeah, I thought his line score was going to be a lot worse than how he actually pitched. He made some mistakes, and they made him pay. He left a couple of splits up. He didn't locate a few fastballs, and they had, I think, 9 hits. The 3-run home run to Peralta was big.
All right, Terry, thank you.
And so they move on. I mean, you saw the response from Tito earlier at the press conference. Can they bounce back? You have to say, of course we can. This is baseball. You'll hand the ball to your next starter and go. But this, as you said, could be one you look back on and say they let them into the series when you could have put them down and out.
You know, what I think is going to happen, too, coming up after this next game, depending on who wins, now you're going to have this whole, thing about who's going to pitch game 4. They could come back with Sabathia in Game 4 and then Carmona in Game 5. I don't know. It's going to be up in there. Obviously, if Cleveland goes ahead 2-1, they'll keep things the way they are.
But if you do that, you get them both at Jacobs Field. As you pointed out, they pitch very differently there against the Yankees.
Well, they sure did. They were not intimidated in Jacobs Field against a great hitting team like the New York Yankees. They come to Fenway Park, both guys pitching on the road, and both didn't look like themselves. I mean, walking a lot of guys. Carmona was all over the place tonight. They were just not like they had been all season long. But, it's going to be interesting going back to Cleveland because, they're going to have their crowd there, of course. They played very good baseball at home all season long. It might be the best record in the American League. I'm not sure about that, but close to it at home. So they're very comfortable in their own surroundings. So this was a big game. I mean, it really was a big game. And I think what we found out tonight, or at least we knew, but fans found out, this is not a bad ball club that they're playing right there. They swung the bat much better tonight against Curt Schilling and the rest of the Red Sox pitching. So, they battle. That's how they've done it all year long. We saw how good their bullpen could be. So, this is a pretty good club. It could be a good series.
And they changed it around is what they did, because we were saying when Perez came in too early and didn't do the job, everybody was pitching scared. And then we were saying that at that point. Next thing you know, they go out and shut out the Red Sox for the next 5 innings. So they are feeling pretty good about themselves. They almost felt like they stole this game. And to take that home, they've got the momentum right now.
Well, as you said, to have your 2 aces and neither one of them pitched well and you still get out of here even up. You took one on the road. Now you try to go home and take care of business at home. And that's how series play out. So we will be with you, of course, before Game 3. 6 o'clock on Monday. Hazel Megan to be with you next, as she'll have not only more from Fenway Park, but a nice win for the Bruins. A wild one in the final minute out in San Jose as they meet up with Joe Thornton and the Sharks.
If you're like us, you'll never want to waste your time on a treadmill again.
This free DVD shows you how Bowflex's Tread Climber burns calories in half the time of a treadmill at the same speed. Call for yours now. You need to see this free DVD.
Tread Climber lets me get an amazingly effective cardio workout in 30 minutes. It's quick, it's easy, and it makes me feel great. And it's compact enough to fit anywhere in my home.
The Tread Climber machine combines the walking motion of a treadmill with the stepping motion of a stair stepper. So you do twice the work in one easy elliptical motion.
It feels sort of like walking in sand. A Tread Climber workout can burn up to twice as many calories as a treadmill at the same speed for great results in just 30 minutes.
I have to stay on a treadmill for 60 minutes to burn the same amount of calories.
Who's got time for that?
Plus, it's low impact, which keeps my knees feeling great. And if you think owning a gym quality machine is too expensive, think again. You can own your own Bowflex Tread Climber with no money down and payments as low as $23 a month.
It's a lot easier than going to a health club.
I know I have to take care of myself now if I want to look younger and feel younger. And let's face it, live longer.
And the Bowflex Tread Climber lets me do just that in a quick and easy 30-minute workout. Tread Climber simply produces results.
Bowflex built this machine so well that they even back it with a 5-year warranty. If you're serious about your health and you want to get a gym quality workout at home, then you need Tread Climber.
Call right now for your free DVD. It shows you why the Bowflex Tread Climber machine burns calories and works your heart faster than any treadmill on the market today.
Would you like firm thighs, tight glutes, flatter abs, a strong core, and increased metabolism? Well, Bowflex guarantees results in just 6 weeks. Call the number on the screen to get a free DVD or video that tells you about the most important innovation in home fitness ever, the Bowflex Tread Climber.
People everywhere are experiencing it.
Hold me.
It's YouBid Euphoria. Yes, these happy folks are heading to YouBid.com for great deals on brand name home electronics and more. They bid and win without worry, thanks to YouBid's 100% fraud-free auctions. So get up, go to YouBid.com. Auctions are happening now. Save big, save safe.
Extra Innings Extra is brought to you by Granite City Electric. Nobody knows lighting or electricians like Granite City Electric.
Fausto Carp. Our Red Sox are beaten in Game 2 for Dennis Eggleston, Jerry Remy, our entire NESN crew. I'm Tom Carrot. Thanks so much for watching. A tough one. They lose in 11. Final score for the final time. Indians take the game 13-6. It's all tied up at 1. Heading to Cleveland. Right now we head to Sports Desk with Hazel May. We'll see you Monday at 6 o'clock.
A child like Raquel knows a lot of things. She knows there's a school. She's never been to it. She knows she's still hungry, but her mom can't do anything about it. But there's something she doesn't know, and it might be the most important thing in her life. She doesn't know there's someone out there who can get her out of this with a phone call and $24 a month. She doesn't know you. She can't imagine the heart that beats in you. You can clearly feel the one that beats in her. Call Christian Children's Fund and sponsor a child like Raquel, or Erison, or Laura, or Karina. Let that child know that there's someone out there who can change their life. And that someone is you.
You'll receive our free information packet, which includes a picture of the child you can sponsor. You'll learn their name, age, where they live, and their life story. You'll also get information about how your child directly benefits from your contribution, plus a booklet that will answer all your questions about sponsorship.
And don't worry, Christian Children's Fund is one of the oldest and most respected child sponsorship agencies. 80 cents of every dollar we receive goes to programs like these to help children like Raquel. Call now and ask us to send you a picture and story of one of these children. Once you see the picture, you'll know what to do.
Call this number for your free information kit, including your child's picture, all the facts about Christian Children's Fund, and how to save a child's life. There's no obligation, so call the number on your screen now.
Thursday's New England Hockey Night with Bruins Lightning coverage beginning at 6:30 on NESN.
The Sox flew west up 2-0. Then they took care of business in the California sun.
And that does it. The Red Sox sweep the Angels, and they are in the American League Championship Series.
Back home in Boston, the pennant was up for grabs.
We have to focus on what has made our team good, and that's pitching the ball well.
It's Red Sox Indians. A ticket to the World Series will be had.
Into center field, another hit. Ramirez and Ortiz still red hot.
We recap week 2 of